What's poppin', everybody? Rayboar and I have a TCG online tournament to show you guys today. I don't do this often for several reasons, but sometimes I do show off these tournaments. I do play tournaments, of course. We're going to be using our trusty old Rayboar for the expanded format. It's basically the way it's always been, or at least the way it's always been since the last deck profile I showed of it. I don't think there's any changes. I don't remember if the last deck profile I showed has 2 Taproot LAGXs or not. I think it does. But this is basically the deck. Uh, there isn't any cards I needed to add from Celestial Storm. Nothing necessary. It just works well the way it does. As good as it's going to work, I suppose, for an old deck. And we're going to use it and expand it and win some shit, hopefully. Not going to spoil you guys. But okay, so game one, I open up with the little Tepic there. Not so good, as I've said many times, but it's something you have to, be prepared for since you run so many Tepics. It is what it is. And if you guys didn't see, my opponent in Mulligan revealed a bunch of Eradicate breaks. So he's playing some sort of gimmick deck, the Eradicate break deck, and it's not like I'm super familiar with it, but I found out it basically acts, I'm pretty sure it acts like the boundaries crossed old Eradicate. You made the combo, you attack with the dude, uh, leave, leave 10 short damage on your opponent's Pokemon, and then you use a laser to finish it off. You do this like 3 times on the X Pokemon and you would win. Gimmick, but you know, fun stuff, I guess, for people that want to try out different things. So Eradicate Break does the same thing, only you get more HP, I guess. And I think the attack is cheaper too. I think Eradicate from Boundaries Crossed needed 3 energy, but I could be wrong. And he opens up with the Spinnerack. Obviously, these days we got more stuff than the Laser 2. You got the Area Dose that can instantly poison, so you can make the combo even easier. Now, I get a pretty terrible hand, but it works out. I'm happy that I get this terrible hand on going up against a lesser deck, and in this case. So we have the Rare Candy and the Emboar, and we're going to get them out. We're going to get our Emboar out. So that's the only good thing, I guess, of this hand. And you know what? Since this deck isn't really all that, I'm going to really rely on Emboar. Since he's active, I might as well just put the Fire Energy, start getting knockouts since he has a bunch of weak dudes there. The little 30 HP Rattata there. Isn't there another Rattata with better HP? There should be. Yeah, even the one from Evolutions has a good ability too. So I don't know why he runs that. So we even have the option for Lysander, but I'm going to get rid of the Rattata. The Raticates are the threats. I don't care about Area Dose. I know that it just does the poison shit, and that's it. So we get a Lightning Enrage from the prize. It's nothing good, but as long as he doesn't have shit either, it should be good. Just with Emboar, we're going old school, black and white. Believe it or not, guys, doing 80 back in 2011 when this card first came out was actually solid. It wasn't super great, but it was solid on a Pokemon like Emboar. That Pokemon was the best Pokemon for a while back then. Damn. Bad times, though. Bad times when they fucked up the rules. Okay, so my opponent gets a little paralysis luck there with the Rattata from Evolutions, and Eradicate comes out now, so that sucks. Now the problem is actually the Asperia City Gem, because it makes it have 90 HP instead of 70, and that means that I can't one-hit shot it with 80. That sucks, and I really don't want to fuck around in this match. I just want to get it over with quickly and beat my opponent. Since I have the lead and I have my Emboar out, I know it shouldn't really be an issue. So let's see. He can't get the break on the Eradicate the same turn he evolves, and since he can't do that, I'm gonna make sure I always knock him out before he gets to do that. So he poisons Emboar, but like I've said, he can't get the Eradicate break, so all he's gonna do is just do the tool drop attack of Eradicate. It's not going to do anything since I don't have any tools attached to Emboar. And let's use Heavy Ball. Get another Emboar out since I have the cards. Get another one out, you never know, just in case, since we can. And I have the Scala in hand, which is probably what we're going to use. I could use uh, Cynthia and draw a bunch of cards, but I really just want to see either my stadium or a field blower. So we're not going to risk it with Cynthia. I'm just going to use Scala. And let's grab our stadium, the Scorched Earth, our one and only stadium in this deck. It's in, thankfully. If it wasn't, I was going to get a field blower. And yeah, just getting knockouts, not giving my opponent a chance to do shit, making it hard for him. That's another, Eradicate that goes down, and the poor thing is that he's losing the DCs too, and that's bad as well. We'll get the Reshiram from the prize. I still haven't managed to get Heatram from Forbidden Light. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. It's just, sometimes I just need like a rare card or an uncommon card and you can't get it. Ridiculous. I mean, I opened up enough packs from Forbidden Light. I used, of course, my codes from the booster box I opened. Alright. Let's see. So he promotes the Eradicate again. Guess he's gonna try for the Paralysis Luck. He really can't rely on anything else. Uses the town map to reveal his prizes. Don't even bother to check him out. Gets rid of my stadium, but it doesn't matter with Field Blower and Special Charge. He's gonna get a few of the DCs back, or only one, I guess. Paralyzing Gaze, he gets lucky again. Lucky him. So he gets another free turn. Alright. So now I think it's about time we start doing some shit with Cynthia. Let's see what I have. I don't really have anything we can use with VS Seeker. So let's just use Cynthia, draw a fresh hand of cards, and play it on our main dudes. We see the Rayquaza EXs, okay. Let's play both of them down, why not? And I got my N for next turn. We also got the Startling Megaphone. Should I use it? Should I save it? Let's just pass for now. It's not like he's going to use the Ariados with a Floatstone on the bench. Okay, so he gets another free turn. But once again, he doesn't have Eradicate Break. He's not really playing supporters. Okay, he plays the end now. So he's going to draw cards. Give me a better hand too, because I don't really need the stuff that I have in hand now. And I mean, he has to retreat to get the little combo off here. Get Eradicate Break, retreat into the Eradicate Break, losing energy on the Rattata, or just use Switch or something. Let's see what's up. Let's see. I got my Juniper in hand. Okay, we're definitely going to use that. And Paralyzing Gaze, he tries for the paralysis again, but no luck. It won't be any tricks, sir. Alright, so I get another basically free KO. It's already 3 to 6 prizes. I have a lead. Actually, we're going to use VS Seeker. Let's just use Lysander. Get a KO on the Eradicate. At this point, I mean, there's no way he has a chance. What is he going to do? Like, it takes a turn to evolve into the Eradicate and then the Eradicate Break. This is why it's important to get good early setups, consistent setups in the beginning. This is why people always run Bridget and these sorts of cards. You need some way to get a decent setup. If you fall behind, it becomes very difficult to come back. So he only has the Ariados and one Rattata here. At this point, he's going to be lucky if he gets one Eradicate Break attack off. And it really is a GG. But we're going to keep going. The second match is also kind of terrible. It only lasts, well, 2 turns, I should say, or 1 turn, whatever. I beat him easily. It's only the third match that's actually quite good. I want to show you guys. But this is also a chance to talk to you guys about the tournaments. I mean, tournaments, if you have a solid deck, like let's say from the past, like I'm using Rayboar right now, it's okay and expanded, it can still do some shit, or just another deck. It's one of the best ways if you don't want to get If you don't want to buy packs or just use codes and just you want to get the stuff in game in TCG Online, at least for as long as you know you can't get packs, or even if you got packs and you only want to use so many packs and use so many codes. The best way is tournaments. You if you already have some stuff to work with, you just play games, win, play tournaments, and you get packs. Like for example, if I win this tournament right now, I'm gonna get 6 Celestial Storm packs and a lot of tokens to buy those. And you know, if you play, you keep winning, and even if you lose, if you do okay, you still get some rewards. And this is how I get the cards. It takes a while, of course. It's not as efficient as buying, let's say, 200 codes from eBay and putting them up and getting most of the shit. But it's one of the ways. And it really is pretty fast. It's the fastest way. You know, you play, you know, you save your uh, sort of tournament tokens, your tournament tickets, not tokens. And then you play, you try to do good, and then you get packs. And you can get a lot before you know it. You know, you play a couple of tournaments, you know, if you win or even come close, you're going to get like 12 to 10 packs. So that's pretty good. It's not bad. And slowly but surely, you get cards. So this is what you should do. It's one of the best ways if you want to get, you know, packs from the new set without investing money in codes, buying a lot of boxes and using the codes and shit. Things of this nature. Okay, so he does manage to get the Eradicate break. Whoa. So he's going to get one attack off with Super Fang. Okay. So let's see what you're going to do, friend. He uses Order Pad. Gets Tails. I mean, it doesn't matter. And I was actually like, I powered up Rayquaza EX thinking that, you know what, maybe that thing actually has decent HP. So maybe Reshiram isn't going to do it. Maybe I was thinking it has like 130 HP and then Reshiram isn't really good. But it actually only has 110 HP, so I didn't even need to use, it didn't even needed to power up Rayquaza. But I guess to get the Dragon damage for the Dragon Challenge, that's the other thing. The decks I sort of use, I make sure that the challenges are compatible with the decks, or you know, if I get a certain challenge, I use a certain deck to do the challenge, and you get tokens, you get the cards. So use the game to your advantage. Don't just ignore what it does and just use codes if you want to get packs and shit. So let's just use the Fisherman here. I was going to say Super Rod. Get the energies. I don't need to use Cynthia yet. And power up my dudes. It really is quite simple. I'm going to get the knockout with Rayquaza here. Power up the rest of the guys. And then whatever he does next turn, it's just GG. I'm going to finish it off with somebody, even if he knocks out Rayquaza X by some miracle. Okay, so let's power up Reshiram now that I know that Eradicate Break has only 110 HP. I mean, I suppose there's always the Asperia City Gym, but at this point, I have this game in the bag. Really, he's just too far gone behind in prizes. And he doesn't even have his shit ready. So Dragon Burst. Let's get our knockout here. Eradicate Break with that golden big ass shiny tooth there. Trying to show it off. Eradicate Break. And I get a switch from the prizes. It's actually not bad. Get the Rayquaza out of the way if I don't see cards. Who the fuck knows? Let's see. And he promotes the Uranguru, I guess. The best thing he has, I guess, if he's gonna stall, plays the Asperia City Gym. So this thing has 140 HP now. But it doesn't matter. Let's see. So gonna use the switch. Get the Rayquaza EX with the Fire Energies active. And let's put the Floatstone on you as well. And use Cynthia, depending on what I see. Attack with either one. And what do we see? We see the energy retrieval. And since I don't have a lightning energy over there, then yeah, we're going to use the bench one again. Retreat and use the other Rayquaza EX. So energy retrieval, I get the fire energies, and it's basically GG. So not really a game that, you know, I really just struggled with. It was pretty one-sided, me doing the ass kicking. But I guess an opportunity to show you guys a little Eradicate deck too. This wasn't the best showcase, but to show some different decks. You guys saw a little bit of how the deck is. He is right in that he combined it with Ariados from Ancient Origins that has the poison ability. It's one of your best ways. The only problem is he didn't get a good setup. You know, if he had gotten a bunch of Rattatas, evolved them into Raticate, had the DC on, and started doing the shit, it could have been troublesome. But of course, I was gonna use my one prize dudes. Uh, it actually could have been a pretty interesting matchup. It's not necessarily like I have an advantage over this deck, since my Pokemon are designed to get big knockouts on big Pokemon. So, you know, lucky me though. His list wasn't that good. Okay, so game two. This is only gonna last like 1 or 2 turns. Uh, January Wick is the dude. So let's see. Flip a coin. Taking forever. Oh God. It's too bad. Normally I used to play the legacy tournaments all the time because I wanted to collect the hard gold soul silver sets that I kind of missed out on when they were released. But they removed that feature. You can't play legacy tournaments anymore, which kind of sucks. They did make the stuff available on the store though, everything, which is a good thing. They don't have any more of the sort of bundles where you actually pay more money but you get like a free promo and shit as well. And that's what I used to do. I would buy those and shit, get value for the tokens, I guess. But now they have all the packs available from all the sets, so you can get them. And I don't think they really released. They discontinued the legacy tournaments because of not wanting people to play the old shit and just focus on the new shit. There wasn't really any demand. It would always take forever for uh, 8 people to fill up the tournament so we can actually play. And there just wasn't any demand, so I guess it was a feature that wasn't really necessary there. I mean, it wouldn't have hurt if they just kept it there. But, you know, they decided to remove it is all good. Uh, it's kind of too bad, really. I got to use my sort of old school Rayboars where they're actually, you know, more meta, the Ray Hills and Rayboars of back then, when they were more relevant. Okay, so this opponent is taking forever, only to lose in 1 turn. God, we have a pretty decent hand, though. You get to see some hands, I guess, from my deck. You know, oh, here's an interesting change. I actually took out the Ultra Ball and put a mystery treasure there. So I was actually debating on whether to do this because Ultra Ball not only gets Tapu Lele, but it can also get me an Emboar in a tight spot and basically everything else. But you know what? I started to think Mystery Treasure also gets Dragon Pokemon. So if I get Rayquaza, I also just discard 1 card as opposed to 2 with Ultra Ball. So it just, the utility kind of beat Ultra Ball in this sort of deck. Yeah, we can't search Emboar, but you know, before I wasn't even running Ultra Balls in this decks before I had Tapu Lele and shit before that card got released. So, you know, we got by fine with our Emboar. So I have the Heavy Ball, that's the point of that. And if we don't have the Ultra Ball to search it, you know, it's fine. I really like the fact that I only discarded 1 card with Mystery Treasure. It's actually quite good. Okay, so that's one of the changes. I don't think there's anything else. So my opponent opened up with his Rayquaza there, the one that gets energies from the discard pile. It's actually solid. I just wish it was a little better. Work with 1 energy and maybe did less damage, stuff like that. Oh well, I guess if you put a DC, you get 2. I tried to use it in some decks, and I did see a little bit of success. But things like Dusknoir, they really need more shit than this guy to work. I haven't actually used that deck for a while. I really dig it. Want to play it again, but let's see when the new format comes if it can be a little bit better. Probably not really, since shit like Malamar is around now and Ultra and Cosmic GXs. They really set the pace and standard for the format when you have strong Pokemon and fast Pokemon like that. Zoroark GX2, I mean, God, makes quick work of Dusknoir easily. So here's the thing. My opponent didn't do anything, so we're just going to get Emboar here. I got the rare candy, so my dude is going to get out. We actually have all the 3 Emboars. Use all the different artworks in this deck, besides the secret rare one. I don't have that anyway. And all I need basically is just one more energy and NTGX. If you can just get a one-hit knockout before anything happened in the game. So to just use N, I could have used Lele for Scala or some shit, but I decided to not risk it. Maybe I don't have another one, but I do. But we see the energy and the letter, so that's basically a wrap. Easy, easy win. And that's one of the problems with the tournaments, is that a lot of the times my games are just too boring. It just wins so easily. And that's actually good if you want to just get, you're doing this for the packs, but you know, I want some solid games too. It doesn't have to be completely super easy, just a marathon of winning easily. Alright, no challenge whatsoever. So we get our win on this game too, pretty simple, and now it's actually for the real game of the tournament. My opponent running Darkrai in the expanded Darkrai and Darkrai GX. It's actually, we almost forgot about this deck. It's almost has almost become a forgotten deck, honestly, and it's really sad. I actually feel this deck is quite powerful. Maybe not so much in standard, but in expanded, where they have the dark patch, they have the shamans, the skyfields, and all this stuff. Darkrai X from Dark Explorers for the free retreat. It really is a pretty important aspect. I found out in standard, I'm really missing that Darkrai X, but it's actually a pretty solid deck in expanded. I mean, before it was like the expanded sort of king, you would see it all day, all the time, people would run that. But I guess with Zoroark GX, shit changed. I mean, even when Zoroark GX came out, I still saw Darkrai seeing a lot of play. So perhaps it was when the, let's see, what came out. Zoroark got some other cards that maybe helped it out eventually. I wonder. Anyway, maybe it was until people figure out Zoroark GX is really good. But yeah, this is actually a very strong deck. It's actually no joke. It's fast, it's powerful, and if it starts to get rolling, you pretty much have no chance. So I use my Tapu Lele and get Skyla. This is a pretty risky play, but since I have the Embor and the Tepic down, I'm thinking, you know what, I want to get the rare candy. If my opponent ends, you know, I basically did all this for nothing. But if he doesn't, it's going to be really important that I have the Embor out by turn 2. It's the best scenario, honestly, and it's our best bet if we're going to put up a good fight against this Darkrai deck and win, because it's quite fast. Now, I do have the Mime down in the active position, and that's pretty good. It gives my opponent this little decoy to have to kill. He can't really play something like Guzma or Lysandra and fucking get all his dudes ready easily. At least I like to think that. I mean, he could do it maybe. But normally they do want to play like a supporter and draw some cards too, at least on the first turn. So, Choice Band attaches a Darkness Energy, uses the Laser too. Already has 2 energies on the Darkrai GX, so thanks to Battle Compressor, Shaman comes out, of course gives you cards. Against a turbo deck like this, they make good partners. Trainer's Mail, he sees the Dark Patch, even more energy acceleration. Really, really good. Another Battle Compressor, put stuff in the discard pile, more Darkrai GX, of course, and Darkness Energies. You get those free energy and free Pokemon in play. It's excellent. Really makes Battle Compressor a great card in this deck. Actually makes it a searcher too, not just a fucking, you know, discard pile setup card. So it's perfect. You know, they really don't get any minus using it in this deck. So Sycamore, but I'm actually happy with that. As soon as I say Sycamore, I know that he's not going to pull my dude. Plays the Pseudo Widow down, limiting my bench. Now this actually can be troublesome, because now that I have the Tapu Lele down too, it means that my dude is stuck. But you know what? We get our Embor out. That's pretty good. And even though I won't be able to utilize him and get a knockout here, we are going to get our Inferno Fandango going for a bit. Attach the Fire Energy on Rayquaza, of course. It's always risky though, this deck. Once it's set up, you know, if you have your dudes with a bunch of energies on and you really didn't get an attack, they can always just Lysander and just get the KO easily. I mean, if you think about it, Rayquaza GX that just got released basically does almost the same shit, just doesn't have the support. Its attack is actually even stronger than Darkrai, I believe. It does 10 extra damage, or does 30 times 30 the damage, something like that. It's stronger, I think. That's what I remember when I checked them out. The good news is, though, with our little Cynthia, we get everything we need here. I see the energies to get the knockout, the one-hit knockout. We see the switch and the float stone too. Gonna use my mail too. Let's see what we grab here. What do we have? Let's grab the fisherman. The rare candy is useless. Maybe I could have drawn the mystery treasure, but what's the point? We have Cynthia in hand anyway. I mean, if he knocks out Rayquaza GX, the fisherman becomes useless because I have nothing really to power up. But we're gonna get our Dragon Burst knockout here, and it's very good. I have the lead. I get the knockout. Knockout a threat. He loses an energy on the choice band too. This is pretty good. Very, very good actually. Now, one of the benefits, at least with this deck, is that since it's a basic Pokemon, Darkrai, and he's kind of old too, not as old as this guy, but is in that 180, 170 HP era of the X Pokemon. I don't need extra energies. I just need the normal standard, the standard 3-1s that Rayquaza usually used back in the day, almost always, to get the knockout. So just 3. I don't need the 4th one for stage 1 GX Pokemon and shit. Okay. My opponent uses Dark Cleave. Wow, just 10 short of a knockout, man. This is crazy. But not him not knocking out Rayquaza, it's amazing for me. I'm gonna get another one-hit knockout here, and you know, you do this. It's really fast. It's really aggressive. It really is just falling one turn short of a knockout, and I get the knockout, and it's almost like a seal. It's almost like a wrap. Unless he ends and slows me down immensely, and I can't do shit for a couple of turns, even just one turn, for him to get back. He's really in a rough spot, hasn't taken any prizes yet, and I'm going to be down to only 2 prizes, meaning we only need 1 more knockout on his big dudes. You know, with the fucking Darkrai GX, my worry, I thought for sure, okay, he's going to use laser, use the GX attack, get a knockout. It's simple. This deck does this, of course, too. But I guess he didn't manage to do it, so that's pretty good for me. So I'm going to attach the fire energies on the Tapu Lele too. I don't really want to do this because I'm spending energies that I'm going to need for Rayquaza, the real attacker here, to wrap the game up. But if he ends, there's a good chance he's going to do that. And I don't have shit. If I don't have an attacker to at least put some pressure on, it can be pretty bad. So with Tapu Lele, at least we can do some respectable damage. I ignore the resistance too, which is one of the handier times where you can't hit for weakness, I guess, with Tapu Lele. So if he's gonna have a bunch of energies on them, at least I can do like 180 damage minimum. So he uses Cynthia. Let's see what he does. He really has to do some shit here, otherwise it's in a pretty rough spot. Place down the Hubei X with Scoundrel Ring, another card that I guess people run. You get all these EXs in this deck. Gets the Darkrai X from Dark Explorers, Max Elixir. I mean, one cool thing he could have done, I guess, is attack one of my other dudes and get the little snipe kill on the Rayquaza X while it's on the bench. But it really doesn't do it anyway. He needs to get he needs to slow me down with the end. That's what he has to do. If I see another Rayquaza and power it up, it's a wrap. And I do have the Nest Ball. We have the Juniper Chorus in hand. So it's a very likely chance I'll be able to see what I need. Okay, so we draw a rare candy. That's useless, but I'm going to use a Nest Ball. Rayquaza X is in the deck, of course. We're going to grab you. Get on the bench. Checking out his deck. And actually, what I can do is we're actually going to grab Entei GX and just finish him off with a snipe like a boss. This way I only need 3 energies instead of 4. Just 3 fire energies, and I can get the knockout on the Shaming X, and that does the job. It's the price you pay when you run Shaming X. You open yourself up to plays like this from cards like NTGX. It's a small Pokemon, EX Pokemon with 110 HP. I always like to take advantage of it and kill it. Maybe hopefully dissuade people from playing all the time, but like that's gonna happen. Right. So we get everything we need with the chorus. So it's basically a rap. It's gonna be GG. I'm gonna win the tournament. Surprise, surprise. And we're gonna get our nice Celestial Storm packs. Yep, yep. I did buy a booster box, but I sent it in my UK address, and I'm gonna get it probably it's gonna be a long time before I manage to get it, months. But we're gonna get one, ship it to Cyprus too, just not now. All right, and I will get Celestial Storm packs. I have to get a lot of them. So I win the tournament, and we actually lost the previous tournament. So I get 8 packs. Celestial Storm and a lot of tokens. We can buy packs too from the store, and it's basically GG. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. Rayboar 94. What's up?